going on, everyone? Welcome back to the lead card of the Mukkula in Lahti, Finland. We are on the back nine of this tournament. This is Will Schusterick. I'm with Seppo, Paju. We're going to be watching Jesse, Leo, Mikael, Niklas, and I'm going to have Seppo do a little introduction and give you a little background on these players.
Alrighty, so Leo Piironen is the reigning Finnish champion. He's three-time Finnish champion. He's nicely in the lead by 2 strokes over Jesse. Mikael is the local guy. He's tied with Jesse. They're battling for the second place. And Niklas Anttila, he's the reigning Finnish champion in juniors. But he had a bad hole during the front nine, and he dropped down on the scoreboard just a little bit.
All right, so we're coming into hole 10, 282 feet. We are watching Mikael right here. Looks like there's a lot of out of bounds. This looks like a must-get birdie. We're going to watch a lot of players probably throw some type of spike-hyzer. He is not happy with that early release. Looks like he's still safe, still inside the circle. For those that did not watch the front nine, this is Mikael's home course. As we're watching Jesse right now throw a much wider, taking a probably making a little bit of an adjustment in relation to Mikael as he ends up on the right-hand side there.
Yeah, this is the regular hole 1 of this course actually, and this is truly a must-get. There used to be another tree on the right side that made it a little bit tougher of a shot, but now it's just the wide hyzer slightly downhill. The OB really doesn't come in play, especially for these players. As Leo is going with a putter standstill, it really shows that the hole is pretty simple.
Yeah, we're looking at 282 feet downhill, slight downhill, as you can see, 4-meter or 13-foot drop. Just a little bit of out of bounds around the basket. Mikael right here has a little bit of work to do to save birdie. As he bounces it in right there, a little bit of home course love. I'm sure he's liking that. It's always nice to get the must-get birdies, especially if you have a little bit of a tough putt to save birdie on these types holes. It just feels really nice to grab that nice putt. As we're watching Jesse right here on the opposite side of the basket as Mikael, making sure to land this one. He didn't get the home course love right there. He's looking to lose a stroke to probably Leo. Leo is inside the circle, but he needs to be picking up a couple strokes on this back nine to give himself a chance at the finals.
Yeah, and actually from the second card, reigning juniors 15 and under champion in Finland, Oskari Wikström, he's killing it right now. He's actually, I believe, 5 down through the front nine, and he's really charging, and he's getting pretty close to Leo.
Yep, and is he on the second card?
Yes, he's in the second card. He just was outside the lead card here.
Okay, so we're coming into hole number 11, 87 meters, 285 feet. This is dead flat. This also looks like a must-get birdie. We're probably watching the exact same shots as the previous hole, as we're going to watch these players throw a little bit wide, hopefully land it nice and flat. Try not to get too much as a skip, as we just watched Mikael right there park that one. He's going to be taking the almost automatic birdie, being within only a meter or so of the pole.
Yeah, and I was talking with some of these guys after the tournament, and they said that it was really calm during the whole tournament, and as we can see, it's not very windy here.
Yeah, we're watching these guys. This is a pretty standard shot, especially for any pro on the lead card. We're watching them just keep it out wide with no wind. This is a fairly simple, straightforward shot as we're watching Leo play on that little downslope, almost getting CTP in front of Mikael right there. Jesse's going to be throwing the exact same shot, throwing it wide, swinging it back in. This is definitely a must-get, no doubt about it. Niklas right here, as you just watched, we've been talking about Niklas a little bit. He's had a little bit of an elbow problem coming into this round. I think it's some type of tennis elbow. He did have an unfortunate hole on the front nine, but we talked about how great Seppo and I think Niklas's form is, and he has a very big future in disc golf. As everybody taps in their birdies there, we're going to be heading on to hole number 12. Not much action on hole number 11, just being 285 feet. No drops, no elevation change, just a little bit of out of bounds. As we're going into a little bit more difficult hole, 360 feet, 110 meters. Just a 1 meter drop on hole number 12. It looks like Mikael here is actually going with a sidearm off the tee, probably trying to play it towards the out of bounds on the left. and swing it back in. It looks like it's staying out wide, and he gets a nice little curl. Looking at a birdie putt, I'm thinking 30 feet or so, as we see Niklas come up onto the tee.
Yeah, these backhand shots have much higher risk of fading out of bounds. Niklas seems to do it perfectly, and he gets that minimal fade, and he has no chance skipping out of bounds. But the sidearm play on this hole is the very common play, and much safer play also.
Yeah, as you saw Niklas right there, he's definitely a young up-and-coming player with some fantastic form through what looked like to be some type of fairway driver. As you see, Leo right there, he does have a little bit of a lead on Mikael, and they're looking about the same distance putt. We'll see if Jesse can kind of put together a nice back nine here to put together some pressure on Leo and Mikael.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Jesse to get on his putt, because I know that he's a great putter, and that's one of his big parts of his game. And he hasn't been very hot on his putter so far this round, but I'm waiting for him to start making those.
And here he is right now with a 35-footer, and that one is getting over the rim and in the basket. You can see he's had a little bit of a frustrating round, but he just made a nice outside the circle putt right there. Hopefully that'll give him some confidence. We get a little bit of replay right there, and we're going to say it's sponsored by Subway as well, as that thing slides right into the corner pocket of that basket. He's got to be happy just to land that, because Leo and Mikael are looking at somewhat testers. Leo being a great putter. It's tough to really add a lot of pressure on top of Leo. He's pretty automatic within 25 feet. Mikael has almost the same looking putt from the other side. And as Seppo mentioned earlier, there's not much wind going on this round.
Yeah. So Mikael and Leo both great putters, just as Jesse. As soon as they are inside the circle, they're pretty much counting it as a in.
Yep, and there's Niklas right there tapping that in as everybody gets birdies for the second straight hole on hole number 12, 360 feet uphill. Leo with a 2-stroke advantage over Mikael. Jesse just 3 back and 1 behind Mikael in second. We're going on a hole number 13, 223 feet. This also looks like a must get, but there is a good amount of out of bounds around the basket.
Yeah, so actually now I'm recognizing they used to have OB line going on the both sides of the tree line, and now they don't. They just have mandatories at the end on both sides, and it's kind of an island hole after the mandos. But yeah, this is a must get. It's not very long. It's only 68 meters. Usually a putter shot, maybe a mid-range for some players, but really another hole that you really want to get.
Yeah, nice and straight as we're watching Leo here go with that standstill putter as we saw a few holes ago. That is a mess up right there from Leo. I'm not sure. Is that out of bounds?
That's not out of bounds. It would have been in the previous years, but this year they took the out of bounds away, and that's safe now.
As we're watching Jesse here actually go with a sidearm, some type of putter type disc. Got a really nice jump over the roots right there as he's within the circle.
But he actually missed a mando. So those trees were mandos, and he went from the left side of the last mando, and he's playing from the drop zone.
I did not see that on the tree. That one got by me right there as we're watching Leo. Maybe that was a reason why Leo played it a little bit soft and early out of his hands. He actually did get fortunate, I'm guessing, hitting the tree and being early, because he just had a little short jump putt layup. As we're watching Mikael right there walking up towards the basket, kind of checking it out. He's lining it up. He's only 2 strokes back, so there is definitely some pressure on this. I'm going to guess he's taking a little bit more time, making sure he's getting some confidence, making sure he feels the putt right before he pops it in there. So he's going to be 1 stroke back heading into hole number 14 of Leo Piironen. And Jesse right here, Leo tapping in his par. Jesse's going to be tapping in his bogey, so he's going to be losing 2 strokes to Mikael going into hole number 14. He needs to be picking up a couple strokes coming up as we're watching Niklas tap in his birdie with a fantastic drive. And heading into hole number 14, we're going to have more of a race as we're watching Mikael is only 1 stroke back. He's going to be taking the tee pad. Leo, 28 under. Jesse Nieminen, 24 under.
All right, so we're moving on to hole 14. This is a hole where you can choose to lay up before the creek or go for the green, which is kind of an island hole if you choose to do so. I'm pretty sure all of these players are going for the green. It's really tight there, so you're playing with a lot of OB lines if you're going for the green.
So this is a fairly flat hole. It looks like Mikael is fairly early. I think that's on the safe side, but a very long jump putt to the basket. It's going to be interesting to see what we see Leo do here because Mikael has a very long look at 2. So if Leo attacks this hole and goes out of bounds, it's very easy to give up one quick stroke to Leo. As we're watching Niklas rip it towards the basket, almost getting in bounds, but he does end up short on this 433-foot hole number 14. So here's Leo. Looks like he is going for the basket. He's keeping it wide, probably making a slight adjustment, and parks that thing. That is definitely a clutch shot right there by Leo, making a little bit of an adjustment. As we're watching the replay come in right here, you see Leo going slightly down here, swinging that thing wide. That disc definitely has some pretty good glide on it as he almost wraps around this pole. Clutch shot right there by Leo coming down the stretch.
Yeah, that's a really great shot. I'm honestly kind of surprised that Mikael didn't choose to go for the basket. He obviously just laid up. But, I mean, if you're not feeling it, then you don't really want to force it either. But he still has a long look for a birdie.
Yeah, and here's Niklas right here trying to make his par on this really long jump putt layup right there. He's going to be looking to take a bogey. Mikael is coming up right here. It's going to be interesting to see how hard he runs at this putt. Looks like he's just kind of tossing it up there. I don't know if he wanted to really give that a run. You kind of saw him look away from the basket really quick after his release. Jesse right here could actually pick one up on Mikael if he can drain this. He misses just short right. I know that he wanted to can that one to hopefully pick one up. As Leo picks up one on the entire group and 2 on Niklas. Here comes Jesse just tapping in his par. Little bounce off from the basket, but that stayed in. Niklas tapping in his bogey. And Leo with trying not to hit his head after that amazing clutch drive.
Yeah, that's a little head knocker there. Yeah, that's a great drive in a really great situation. I mean, that's a kind of a separator at this point. As we only have 4 holes to go, it gives him a lot of confidence compared to just leading by 1. Alrighty, hole 15. This is a dog leg. It's possible to go for the green. I don't think any of these guys are doing it, as Leo is just playing the basic shot, turnover on the right side of the fairway, and then playing over the OB corner to the green. And the most common play here is actually sidearm, as Mikael is doing.
Yeah, so we're watching Mikael right here. It's going to be interesting to see how he attacks. He actually gets a very, I'm not sure if that is out of bounds or safe. It doesn't tell us on the screen, but I'm going to guess that is out of bounds.
Yeah, that bunker used to play as a OB bunker before. I'm not sure how it plays now, but I'm sure we'll see.
Yeah, so it looks like Jesse right there, as you said, is kind of going with that standard sidearm. It's going to be interesting to see if we watch Niklas try to go for this. He's actually just going with a standard flat backhand. It looks like some type of mid-range or fairway driver. He is also safe. That's a great drive by Niklas right there. So I'm guessing that Mikael, since he is taking a meter from the backside here, he did go out of bounds. As we're watching him trying to get up and down for that par on this par 4. He hits a tree long. Looks like he's going to have a fairly easy putt to make that par. So once again, it's going to put a lot of pressure on Leo and his upshot.
Yeah, so Mikael hit that tree. That tree is only about 20 feet away from the basket. So he's having a pretty easy look for a par. But Leo is also having a pretty easy look for a birdie here. He had a really long drive, and he's probably throwing either a standstill putter or a little sidearm to the basket.
Yeah, Niklas had a fantastic upshot right there. Leo looks to be fairly standard up and down right here. As you mentioned, Leo's very good with those short sidearm flicks, and he puts it within tap-in distance. So Leo is going to be picking up at least 1 stroke on Mikael. Jesse can actually pick up a stroke on him right now by canning this putt, and he does not get the drop in. He misses a little bit to the left. Slight hyzer on the left-hand side of that pole, just kind of spins its way out. Mikael knows that he just dropped 2 strokes the last 2 holes, so going into hole number 16, he is going to be 3 strokes back. So Leo Piironen just is going to be 30 under par after he taps this in, and then second place is going to be Mikael at 27 under.
About Jesse, something to mention. He's actually doing his military service right now. He's been doing it for the past 8 months, I believe. And even though he's had a lot of time off from disc golf and being in the army, he's still playing really good disc golf.
Yeah, and all these players here are fairly young, and this is a really good example of the up-and-coming young talent that Europe has to offer. It's great to watch players like Niklas, like you mentioned, is the Finnish champion in the juniors division. He's throwing fantastic. He did have one unfortunate hole where he went out of bounds a few times, but there's a bright future for a lot of these guys in disc golf and traveling the world, actually, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of Finnish people should travel a little bit more. But we are here on hole 16, 104 meters. Another one of these holes that you really want to get. The only danger here is OB on the right, kind of behind the basket. There's a creek. So if you throw your straight mid-range or slightly overstable mid-range that doesn't fade as early as you would want to, it's going to be going towards the OB. But Leo and Niklas both so far have thrown really great shots, and they're both well inside the circle, putting for birdie.
Yeah, we just watched right there. Leo is within almost a 5-meter distance. Mikael here, he's looking to get through those trees, and he's hoping at this point to secure second place, because I think Leo is on an automatic, on autopilot at this point. Jesse has an unfortunate slip out. He was trying to put some pressure on Mikael as he walks up there and does a little jump putt layup to about 2 meters. Mikael, he doesn't really have, actually cans that putt. That is a fantastic shot right there coming down the stretch. That's going to put a little bit of pressure definitely on Leo going into 17 and 18. Anything can happen, especially with the way that we've seen this course and the amount of out of bounds. Going into the last 2 holes only being, especially on this putt right here, I thought he was a little bit closer. This is actually more like 7 or 8 meter putt, and Leo, with the pressure coming down, that's definitely one that Leo wants to have. I guess with the out of bounds behind it, he might have been thinking a little bit too much. Niklas too as well. That out of bounds looks to be within a few meters of the basket.
Yeah, it's surprising to see, but it definitely got in their head, and good for Mikael. He really knew that he needs to make that putt if he wants to have any chance to win it. And he made it and gave a lot of pressure to Leo, and it worked out. Leo missed his putt, and now they're only 2 strokes apart.
Yeah, so we're going to be heading into hole number 17. The race is back on between Mikael and Leo. Hole number 17 is a par 3, 423 feet. A lot of out of bounds on this hole.
Yeah, so here, as you can see, there's a straight route to the basket, and that's the risky route. That's definitely makeable for everyone in this group, but the play usually is to just play hyzer to the left side and have a layup to the basket. But I would think Mikael is going for the basket.
Yeah, we're going to watch him here. It's going to be interesting to see. I can't tell if he's got a driver or a fairway in his hand. That disc does need to flip up and not hit those trees. As you can see, it does trickle down and roll a little bit. We're going to get a call from the spotter, and that is out of bounds. That is an unfortunate shot right there. I'm going to guess we're going to be watching Leo right here lay one up nice and safe.
Yeah, so Mikael was definitely going for it, and first I thought that was a lucky hit from him, hitting those trees, because a lot of times it stays in bounds, but he got that roll away after hitting it and went OB, but he was definitely going for the green. Leo and Niklas both are just playing the normal play to the left side and just having a layup to the basket from there.
Yeah, and Mikael has obviously needed to attack this hole because it's a somewhat easy par to get, being only 423 feet. So once you get about 250 to 300 feet off the tee, as we watch Jesse right there almost throw the exact same shot as Mikael, maybe trying to go for the basket. Mikael probably is trying to make a little bit of a run right here. He looks to actually just play more safe on that left-hand side, but he is going to have actually a tough putt to make for his bogey save. Jesse has the exact same putt. He looks to almost be a little tiny spin putt towards the basket. Just a slight reach back. He's a little bit closer. We're going to be watching Leo right here. Once he gets this up and down, he looks to be about 30 meters from the basket, maybe even less than that. And looks like it's fairly standard. He's got almost a tap in. He's going to be picking up at least one stroke on Mikael heading into hole number 18.
Yes, so actually at this point, from the second card I was talking about Oskari earlier. Oskari is only one stroke behind Leo right now. So I don't know if Leo knows about it or he doesn't, but Oskari is his main challenge right now.
Yeah, and I would love to be seeing his round right now because we're watching these players make these really good putts and long shots. I bet Oskari is coming down the stretch, playing his game, playing pretty confident. Being on the second card, sometimes it's a little bit more relaxed because you don't have as many players watching you. You don't have the cameras. You don't feel as much pressure. So he's coming down. I'm not sure if he knows the scores as well. Leo right there, you can tell he's just tapping it in. Hopefully he knows the scores heading into hole number 18. As we walk on, we're going to see Leo is 3 strokes above Mikael as he is 30 under par, Mikael 27 under, Jesse is 23 under, and Niklas being 21 under. Seppo, tell us about hole number 18.
So hole number 18 has 3 bunkers that you obviously want to avoid and OB all around the fairway. You want to basically play over the first bunker and in front of the 2 bunkers by the basket. But as the second card finished just right before these guys teeing off, Oskari took a birdie. So Leo has to birdie this hole if he wants to win.
So this one being par 4, 521 feet. This is a fairly simple par 4 if you can get your drive in the right position. That first bunker, if you're looking at the map on the bottom right, the first bunker and the second bunker looks to be where people are landing between those two. As you can see, Niklas, that looks like the standard drive that you're going to see a lot of players have. And I'm going to guess that they have less than 100 feet to the basket from there because that looks to be at least a 400-foot drive, and then they have a slight downhill decline to the basket. There is a bunker, so Leo is going to have to just get over the bunker towards the basket.
Yeah, so on this hole, actually, I feel like the upshot is almost more nerve-wracking than the drive because there's so much OB around the basket with the bunkers and the basket being in a little slope, OB on the right, OB right behind the basket. It's still a tough shot from there, even though it's not very long.
Yeah, as we're watching Jesse right here, he came into this round in the lead, so he is probably, as he just gets a really unfortunate roll right there into, I think that was the second bunker, as you can see in front of Niklas. Niklas going with a sidearm, but as we mentioned, Jesse coming into the lead, as that's a great upshot by Niklas. Jesse had the lead coming into the round. He had some unfortunate shots and out of bounds. This course looks to have a lot of trouble and danger. Leo with a very clutch sidearm coming down right there. He's playing with the out of bounds, but he looks to be safe. So he's going to have, looks to be about a 20-foot putt. And like Seppo said, Oskari on the second card, if Leo birdies this hole, he will be taking home the win. Jesse just kind of tossing up there. Just a long jump putt layup, trying to just get it to the pole and finish the round.
Yes, and Leo is taking his meter in. He was really close to the OB line, checking the wind, taking his time, and putting for a win.
Yeah, we've seen Leo knock down some clutch putts. And there it is right there, dead center. Leo taking home the win by 1 stroke over Oskari from the second card.
Yeah, really good playing from Leo all 3 rounds as he finished 31 under, playing more than a minus 10 under per round average. Really good playing and solid showing. And his playing competitors are saying congratulations to him and I'm sure he's happy as his girlfriend is also showing some love.
Yeah, and Leo isn't one, I've known Leo for a few years now. He's not one to show tons of emotion, but he is a great player, definitely a great competitor. As we're watching Leo take the lead, or take the win, I should say. Mikael is taking third over Jesse at 23 under and Niklas at 22 under. Seppo, tell us about the point series that happened here.
Yes, so this was the last event of the tour. They had 4 tour events, and Väinö Mäkelä, our teammate with Will and I, he was leading the tour so far, and he finished 4th. I believe Leo was 2nd going into this event, and I believe he finished 2nd in the whole tour. As we're actually seeing here the whole tour points, and as I said, Väinö Mäkelä was 1st. Even though Leo won this last event, he finished 3rd, Ville Ahokas being 2nd.
Looks like Ville squeaked into that 2nd position by half a point. Fantastic playing. Väinö, congratulations on the point series champion. Leo, congrats on this tournament win. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Will Schusterick with Seppo Paju. This is the Prodigy Disc Pro Tour 2018, and thanks for watching.